The greatest version of you is not the I can do anything version of you.
In order for something new to come, something old must go.
The greatest version of you is the disciplined version of you.
You must spill the old tea and pour in new one.
The greatest version of you is the version that has parameters. No, I don't do that. I don't drink that. I don't go there with these people. I'm focused.
I think, like, if they can do it, so can I.
But if you're young, appreciate how wealthy you are. I mean, there are children in Palestine right now with no family at all.
Your power is in parameters. They said, you changed. No. I just can't hang with you.
The person who loves walking walks further than the person who loves the destination.
You can't fit in and also be exceptional. Both have discomfort.
In life, because a lot of people can give up. It's easy to give up.
When you're exceptional, you have external conflict because everyone sees you as different. Pick one.
But what's hard is going, yesterday I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm gonna do the same thing again today, but I'm gonna try to go harder. That's the hardest thing in the world.
When your friends start to say, you've changed, remember it's because they don't know how to say, you've grown.
Most young people don't realize how rich they are.
To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
Money can't buy everything. And when I was 18, I was richer than I am today. In some ways, I still have my father, for example.
So many people want to project their idea of what they think your life should be like onto you. And it's just completely irrelevant. It just doesn't matter. Like, if all I did, if I weren't married, right? Because people are like, okay, well, he is married, and like, I am in shape, but I also just like working out. But if I didn't have either of those things, and all I did was work all day, more people would talk about the work-life balance thing for me than they currently do. And who cares? I fundamentally am like, you are gonna die and you're not gonna matter, and I'm gonna die and I'm not gonna matter. So why do I care about what you're gonna say when you're not even gonna show up to my funeral? Who gives a shit?
You wanna become champion, and now you wanna say like you tired? Who cares? You tired or not? Nobody cares about you. Even you, if you're gonna watch fight, you just watch fight. They walk out inside the cage, they fight, and they leave. You don't know what happened behind the scenes. This is not your business. Nobody cares.
And I would read all the self-help books. I read, like, every night, that's all I did. I just read all these self-help books, and I found one of them that said, there are people who are entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs.
So I had no money, but I could call my father anytime I liked and talk to him and shoot the shit, just talk about life. Maybe I wasn't looking for advice. He didn't have much money. He couldn't give me advice on making money, but he was a very smart man, and regardless if the conversation was useful or not, I could have spent more time talking to him, and I didn't. You assume that the things that you have when you're young are going to be around forever. You assume you'll never die, your health will never fade, your parents aren't going to go. You assume all these things, and you live every day like every day is going to be the same.
And I remember hearing that word entrepreneur, and I was like, it made me feel sad. I was like, I don't want to be a fucking entrepreneur. I was like, I'm not some bitch. But I was like, but what if they're right? I am an entrepreneur. I'm not an entrepreneur. I want to be one, and I'm not. And from that point, it took me 6 months to quit my job to actually decide to do the entrepreneurial thing.
I love you enough to let you go. Go find that person that you say that's better than me.
Because I kept trying to quit my job and go be an entrepreneur. And every time I'd have the conversation, be like, come over, we'll talk about it, we'll have dinner, and he'd always talk me off the ledge. It was always over and over again.
Good salesman.
Yeah. And so everybody has that person, or it might actually be somebody who's talking you off the ledge, or it might just be a voice in your head. It doesn't really matter, because that voice in person that only happened once or twice probably keeps talking to you when you're at home. But the big thing for me when I decided to make the jump, and mind you, I was such a bitch about it that I had to drive across the country before I called him to tell him that I'd left.
Yeah, I remember that.
I didn't want to confront him.
Did that hurt?
Everything hurt when you love somebody. I love for real.
Champions are broken. People look at champions and try and find something that champion has that they don't have. He's like, but it's not that at all. He's like, they lack something everyone else has, which is an off button. They just don't stop.
But I can't wait to get my heart broke. I just use it for motivation. This shit turned me into a monster. Look at me. I That's the fuel to this. Stack it on me, do it some more. Come on, let's go. Y'all ain't doing nothing but making me better. Every time I get mad, I'm in the gym.
There's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours. Refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage.
When the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. And I think pain moves people far more effectively than pleasure does.
It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak.
Like, the easy way to prove it is, like, point a gun at someone's head and you have absolute compliance and they will do what they need to do, right?
Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely.
Like, death is the great motivator and the gun just reminds you. And so I think that if you can create the figurative gun to your head of the pain that you're experiencing, and then I'm a big fan of future casting out negative scenarios. So people talk about like positive visualization. I prefer negative visualization, which is, what if I keep doing what I'm currently doing?
You talk about that you were kind of, lonely by yourself. I was the same way. And that used to hurt me growing up. Now I fucking thrive in that shit. That's the only place to be.
If he could do it, he believed in himself. And you can too.
On your journey to self-mastery, you will lose 99% of your friends. Now, I know that sucks, especially if you're young. You think like, man, in high school we were tight, now in college we're tight, and we're hanging out, we're the boys, we're always doing the thing. But I'm telling you, the moment you truly decide to commit to self-mastery, to becoming your 2.0 self, to really elevating to the highest version of yourself, you will lose 99% of your friends. And the reason for that is you will scare them because they will not understand why you're so committed to self-development, self-actualization, making more money, becoming a better human, stopping the alcohol. You won't have things in common anymore.
You can do anything that you want. You can get singing lessons, get a better job, make more money. You could be even like rich. You could live in the White House someday. You could be president.
Me?
Do what you want to do.
Right? Because if you are trying to transcend to self-mastery, to develop as a better human, you're probably going to stop drinking. You're going to stop smoking weed, stop the vape, stop going out, hanging out at bars, doing stupid shit at stupid times with stupid people, getting stupid results. And you're not going to have anything in common. And so in your process, in your journey of self-development, you will lose 99% of your friends.
It's not up to other people.
It's true.
It's up to you.
I think depression is a luxury.
Wow.
Because where I'm from, you can't afford to be depressed. You got to pay the bill, right?
Right. Every day you wake up, you're gonna probably be set back for the first 4 weeks before you lose to significant weight because of the mind's gonna be fucking with you the whole time. There's no dopamine. There's no dopamine in there at 300 pounds. You got nothing. Your hormones are shot.
So you gotta go to work. You gotta get up. You gotta go do what you gotta do. You got people right now that's at work don't feel like being there.
Mm-hmm.
But they got responsibilities, so they
Yes,
go.
sir.
They feel uncomfortable while they're working, while they're doing what they gotta do. Like, and when these guys get in a slump and they just decide that they're not gonna do anything, I'm like, where they do that at?
At this age, I want you to live your life. You done made mistakes. You can't rebuild and correct the things that you've done.
Just because something is hard to obtain does not mean that it is valuable.
Something happens, and that's in every single life. In every life. I understand that. There's a payoff for bad eventually. There's a payoff. It can't be bad, but for so long.
Just because it's difficult to get doesn't mean that it's valuable. Look at the car he's driving, look at the watch he's wearing, look at the girl he's with. These things were hard to obtain, so you presumed that they were valuable, but you didn't realize that what's genuinely valuable are friendships and relationships and a comfort and a confidence in yourself and peace of mind and sanity and being able to positively impact the people around you.
You can't try to keep going backwards. It ain't about me. You got grandkids. Go be the best grandpop you can be for these grandkids. That's your focus now. Where's this energy devoted to? Being a grandpop for the grandkids. Don't worry about me. But something happened in your life. Something happened. that took you in the direction to reap the benefits of your son's happiness and success. My energy is now contagious enough and I hand it to you. So now you're able to give that off to all these other people that you're around.
And it makes me so fucking mad. Every day I walk this earth and I see average all over the fucking place. And they want to ask me, how did you do it?
If you got the strength and the understanding to realize that, shit will change. It will change. It's impossible.
You wake up, right to work. Immediately your mind is in action. No one wants to do that. No one. And I don't blame them.
What does your fucking book look like? Like your life is a book. You got a bunch of chapters in your book, but when they close that book, how good was the book?
But don't be mad. When you're laying there in your fucking bed and you're in the fucking hospital and you're 70, 80, 90 years old and you're thinking, man, I feel like I didn't fucking do something. Because you did. You didn't do it. You didn't do shit.
How good was your book? What was the ending to your book? If the ending to my book can be so amazing because of all that was done, not the money, all that was accomplished.
All the time. We take promotions that pay more, but swallow our free time. We already have a successful business, but break ourselves trying to make it even more successful. Too much focus on wealth, not enough focus on lifestyle.
Every morning when you get up, say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now, I do it now.
The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding.
I've seen people lose their drive, lose their ambition, lose their sense of humor, their hunger to do anything and just become different people. And the only thing that ties it all together is the things that they've been smoking.
Whenever you have this tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command. Do it now, do it now, do it now.
See, look, one thing I want you to promise me is that no matter how long it takes, keep going.
The key to overcoming procrastination is to develop a sense of urgency. Be the kind of person who gets things done quickly. Be the kind of person who launches fast on a task.
You're consistently kind of told that, like, it won't happen. And I just didn't believe that.
No matter how much it hurts, keep going. So you was placed on this earth for a reason. You weren't meant to be average. You were meant to excel.
I said, Woody, what's the secret to success? He said, 85 to 90% of life is just showing up.
You gotta understand that this grind is meant to make you who you're supposed to be, a dog.
One of the ways to launch fast on a task is to take the task and break it up. What is called salami slicing it. Slice a piece of salami. Don't try to eat a whole loaf of salami, just eat it one slice at a time. Take your task and break it up into small pieces and to do one piece at a time.
A little grind ain't never hurt nobody. Stop being soft, let's embrace it.
Show up. If you show up, there's a chance something could happen. Okay?
If you go through that fire, you're gonna come out real cold. That's what we want.
You put one foot in front of the other, you control what you can't control, and then you see what the outcome is. And if you win, great, you're gonna have to wake up the next day and do the journey over again. If you lose, it sucks, but you're gonna have to wake up the next day and do the journey all over again anyway. Right? So it's really pointless to sit here and debate or have doubt or this, that, and the other. You train as hard as you can, and you step out there and you let it flow.
Under these 4 questions. Here's the first one, and that's why. Why pay the price? Why work this hard? Why go this far?
You think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time. There's no time.
Why try to learn this much? Why try to do it all? Why try to see it all? Why try to have it all?
People ask me, like, why does he do these things? Like, what is the motivation here? I go, he's on a mental journey that very few people have ever been on. Because what people don't understand you, or they misunderstand you, or they purposely misinterpret the way you're living your life. You're trying to understand your mind in a way that very few human beings ever get to understand their mind.
Why do it? Why learn it? Why study? Why put yourself out? Why try to take on this much responsibility?
There is no tomorrow. Fuck that shit. Let's get all this shit done today.
Why develop yourself to the full? Why try to become all that you can possibly become? Why try to earn as much as you can earn, share as much as you can share, develop every skill you possibly can, see every human you possibly can, go to every class you possibly can, touch everybody you possibly can?
You can do what you put your mind to. And if you continue to put your mind to it, the game opens up new levels.
Because you're taking your mind into these terrible, dark places all the time, and you're trying to pull things out of that. You're trying to learn things about yourself and about your potential from that.
That's exactly it.
You get a new level, and each new level that gets opened up, you're able to adapt a different mindset and a different approach. You can stop at that level, or you can go, I want more levels.
Why do that much? Why go that far? Why share that much? Why give that much away? Why try to see everything? Why try to do everything? Why try to become everything?
I want more fucking levels. I don't like seeing shit that I have no idea how to obtain or gain access to. That frustrates me.
And you're the only one personally that can answer that question for yourself. You've got to have your own list of whys.
You got to just put your mind to it, man. And when you are in that mode where you're grinding and coming up, you got to just be like straight on that.
Here's what I want you to do when you go home after you've left this extravaganza. Work on your list of whys.
What people don't understand.
I study the darkness. You find no fucking answers in the light. None. It's too happy, it's too nice. And we need to be taught how to live in happiness. That just comes naturally to us.
One of the big thrusts for success is to come up with a strong enough why.
Like no partying, no going out, no distractions, lock in. That's it.
In leadership training, here's what we learn. If the why is powerful, the how is easy.
Overthinking is the enemy of executing.
To lose in order to gain. Big mental thing there, guys. This body, as great as you are, as sharp as you make the arsenal, it can't do anything if you don't have confidence in yourself.
If you want to be great, you want to be the baddest motherfucker ever at what you do, you're going to be misunderstood by everybody because you're going to be so fucking obsessed and so driven to get there. That's what it takes.
I think massive fucking goals are sweet, but as far as I'm concerned, the best way of actually making progress towards them is cutting it down to a day-by-day scale and ensuring that every day your goal is to simply take another step toward it.
We all fall down in life. The question is, who gets back up? You go after it and you give it all you have. If you lose, at least you tried, man. I failed. It's 10 times more of a man than someone said, what if? Because what if never went to the arena.
Yeah, balance is important for a lot of fucking people. It is. But if you want to fucking go to that edge where people do not like you, don't understand you, question everything you fucking do, you've arrived.
When you guys find a fear, that fear will either create you or destroy you. I love fear. And the reason why, behind every fear is a person you want to be.
When you are misunderstood to the point where fucking people think you're psycho and you're nuts and you're this and that, why are you in the fucking gym at 1 o'clock in the fucking morning? You just got through doing an op.
Fear is self-imposed, meaning it doesn't exist. You create it, you can destroy it too. It's an intangible.
You will never understand what is wrong with me. And that's why I'm so fucking glad you don't. Because I'm in the right fucking spot. When people don't understand you anymore, you're in that spot of obsession and drive. Where people are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I don't want to talk to you, man, because you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. Boom. They want you to get it.
Yeah.
If you face your fears, guys, you will realize it's not that big. And once you face it, you go, oh my God, man, I spent all this time running from it. It was so small. If I just faced it, my God, not only did I face it, I beat it back, energy is never lost, transferred. That negative energy, that fear is destroyed. It comes back in as confidence. You're like, what else am I capable of? What else am I holding my back from that I'm capable of more? What am I running from I don't need to? What else can I overcome?
Everyone to play football for the simple reason that it is hard.
And so, like the consistency of work, Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better, right? And you do that over a period of time.
The world is made up of people with either killer instincts or without killer.
instance. And the people that seem to emerge all the time, it doesn't mean they're the best people, and it doesn't mean they're the happiest people. And in fact, in many cases, and in most cases, they're probably not. But the people that seem to emerge are the people that are competitive and driven and with a certain instinct to win.
It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes.
Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy.
It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts in 2 days.
Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right, and they know what is right, but they don't have the courage or the guts or the stamina to take it and to do it. It's called the road less traveled. I know that each of you will be a warrior for the truth, will be a warrior for our country and for your family. I know that each of you will do what is right, not what is the easy way, and that you will be true to yourself and your country and your beliefs.
All right, I will party later. I work hard now, so the second half of my life I can do whatever the fuck I want. That's been my mentality. It's like I'm not going to trick off my early years for partying and then worry about struggling, how I'm going to make it, how I'm going to take care of my family.
When you in your grinding stage, like that hunger is different. It's about if you can maintain it or not. Like that hunger that you get is like a different type of like, I don't know what it is. Like all I wanted to do was just work. So once you get that in you, like it's just like you can't stop.
You just gotta grind.